Konnichiwa, when you come to Japan, what do you want to eat? Tempura? Ramen? No, it's got to be sushi, of course. That's why today I've come to Kura Sushi, one of the most affordable conveyor belt sushi chains in Japan. How did I decide on this place? Well, I asked my best friend ChatGPT to recommend the most affordable spot in Japan. And as always, it did an amazing job. Now, let's head inside and check in. At Kura Sushi, you can use a touchscreen panel to register yourself. Back when I was a kid, waiting over 100 minutes to get a seat at Kura Sushi was totally normal. But today, it's a weekday just before lunch, so I got in without any wait. As I walked deeper into the store, I was greeted by the unique, traditional Japanese-style ambiance of the table seating. Each booth is separated by partitions, allowing families and couples to enjoy their time in a cozy, private setting. One of the most amazing things about Kura Sushi is its unique ordering system. Of course, you can grab sushi directly from the conveyor belt at your seat, but each table is also equipped with a touchscreen panel, allowing you to order your favorite sushi at your preferred timing. Let's try using the touchscreen to place an order. I ordered around 10 types of sushi, including tuna, salmon, natto, negitoro, shrimp, bonito, salmon roe, and salmon gonkan. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the process, so I'll play some random footage I took later instead. The sushi I ordered was delivered almost instantly via a conveyor belt above the rotating sushi trays. It arrived in just about a minute, so instead of calling it a sushi train, I'd say it's more like a bullet sushi train. Let's start with the tuna. When eating sushi, it's common to add soy sauce and wasabi, but I'm not a big fan of wasabi, so I'll just use soy sauce. This is a solid 9.5 out of 10. It tastes incredibly fresh. If I were to spend a year abroad and then return to Japan, this would absolutely be the first thing I'd eat. Next up is negitoro. Negitoro is also one of the most popular sushi options among Japanese people. This one gets a perfect 10. I love seaweed, so it's a must order for me whenever I come to Kura Sushi. By the way, I've heard that only about half of Japanese people can actually digest seaweed. I'm not sure if I can digest it, but honestly, who cares? It's delicious, and that's what matters. When you're done eating a plate, you can insert it into the slot built into the table, which will count the number of plates you've eaten. This revolutionary system has a little secret behind it, but I'll explain that later. Now, one thing you absolutely must not forget when eating sushi is green tea. At Japanese sushi restaurants, you can enjoy green tea for free at almost any place. From the secret compartment in the table, take out a container of green tea powder and add some to your cup. There's a hot water tap right in front of you, so just pour some hot water, and in no time, you've got a delicious cup of tea ready to enjoy. This time, I ordered 11 plates of sushi, so let's go through them quickly. First up is natto. Natto is a quintessential Japanese soul food and a staple of Japanese breakfast tables. When it comes to Japanese soul food, natto is definitely at the top of the list. If you ever visit Japan, you absolutely must try natto before you leave. Not only is it packed with nutrients, but its unique stickiness is surprisingly addictive. The idea of turning natto into sushi is simply brilliant. When you try it, the sticky texture pairs perfectly with the rice, letting you fully enjoy a truly Japanese flavor. I'd give it a strong 9. Next, we have Kura Sushi's aosa miso soup. Aosa is a type of seaweed known for its rich, fragrant aroma. Unfortunately, it had cooled down a bit by the time I got around to trying it, which is a shame. It probably would have tasted even better if it was piping hot. The flavor itself is excellent, with a rich, dashi base that's similar to a typical miso soup but elevated by the unique aroma of aosa. I'd give it a 7. Now, let's try something a little unconventional. Can you guess what this is? Surprisingly, it's not fish. This is hamburger sushi. One of the fun aspects of Kura Sushi is their variety of creative sushi options. The hamburger is juicy, and the sweet and savory teriyaki sauce pairs wonderfully with the rice. That said, the mayonnaise sauce feels a bit overpowering. I don't dislike mayonnaise, but for this particular dish, I feel it might have been better without it. Overall, it's tasty, but there's something slightly off about it. I'll give it a 6. When it comes to classic sushi, you can't go wrong with salmon, right? Salmon is rich, flavorful, and a favorite both in Japan and abroad. This time, I decided to change things up a bit by adding wasabi. I was starting to get a little tired of just soy sauce, so I thought a bit of wasabi's kick might make things interesting. As soon as I took a bite, the sweet richness of the salmon's fat spread through my mouth and I was blown away. Or so I thought, until the sharp spiciness of the wasabi suddenly hit me all at once. It was way spicier than I expected. My eyes almost started watering, but even so, the deliciousness of the salmon came out on top. Be warned everyone, don't underestimate the wasabi at sushi restaurants. Considering the incredible quality of the salmon, I'm giving this one a 10. Earlier, I mentioned that I ordered 11 plates of sushi. Do you remember which plate I'm on now? That's right, this is plate number 5. At Kura Sushi, every time you insert 5 empty plates into the slot, you get a chance to play a mini game called Bikurapon. This is one of Kura Sushi's signature attractions. It's not just for kids, adults can easily get hooked on it too. Let's go ahead and insert the empty plates into the slot. The minigame appears on the screen and I watch with anticipation. Will I win this time? Unfortunately, no luck this round. But no worries, I still have more chances to try again. So let's look forward to the next attempt. If you win the Bikurapon, a capsule toy exclusive to Kura Sushi drops down from the gacha machine above. These capsules contain cute mascots or practical items, and many people end up eating more sushi just to get one. I really want to show you one of these capsule toys, so let's hope I win next time. This is Ikura Sushi. Ikura, or salmon roe, is considered one of Japan's luxury foods, but at Kura Sushi, you can enjoy it for just $1.30. That's an incredible deal. The shiny, jewel-like appearance of the ikura is so appetizing. I've heard that Kura Sushi has expanded overseas, but how much does Ikura Sushi cost per plate outside Japan? It's probably more expensive than it is here. When I took a bite, the popping texture was simply irresistible. With each bite, the rich umami flavor bursts out, filling your mouth and making you smile instantly. This one is definitely a 10. While watching the sushi pass by on the conveyor belt, something caught my eye, and I couldn't resist grabbing it. That something was umadar salmon, which means salmon with delicious salmon. Just from the name, my expectations were high. When I took a bite, the sweet and savory sauce perfectly complemented the fatty salmon, and the flavor was absolutely delicious. However, the texture was a bit soggy and it didn't feel as fresh as I had hoped. Because of that, I think 6 is a fair score for this one. This is shrimp sushi. At Kura Sushi, there are 3 types of shrimp sushi to choose from: raw shrimp, boiled shrimp, and shrimp tempura sushi. Each one has its own unique flavor, but this time I went with the boiled shrimp. The bouncy texture is delightful, and with every bite, you can taste the natural sweetness of the shrimp. This plate really highlights the simple beauty of sushi. By the way, the raw shrimp is a great choice for sashimi lovers, while the shrimp tempura sushi is perfect for fans of fried foods. Personally, I'd give this boiled shrimp sushi an 8. I'm starting to feel full, but my appetite isn't slowing down just yet. Next up is tuna and takwan sushi. Takwan is a traditional Japanese pickled radish known for its crunchy texture. The smooth, tender texture of the tuna pairs wonderfully with the crispiness of the takwan, creating a unique and refreshing combination with every bite. It's a must-try for fans of pickles. I had a hard time deciding on a score, but in the end, I settled on a 9. Next up is bintaro. Bintaro is a fatty and tender part of tuna that melts in your mouth with its soft texture. The regular tuna sushi I had earlier came with just 1 piece per plate, but bintaro comes with 2. This means it's a better deal per piece for the same price. As for the taste, I'd say the regular tuna had a slight edge. That said, the quality of the bintaro is still very satisfying, so I'm giving it a 9. Before I knew it, I had finished 10 plates, which means it's time for another round of Bikurapon. This time, the minigame is a judo match. A little character appears on the screen, giving it their all in the match. I was really rooting for them to win. But unfortunately, no luck again. After eating so much sushi, my mouth is starting to feel a bit salty. I think it's time to refresh with something sweet. At Kura Sushi, they don't just offer sushi. They also have a great selection of desserts. This time, I decided to try a sweet treat called Daigaku Imo. The name Daigaku Imo might sound a bit puzzling. Daigaku means university in English, and Imo means sweet potato. So why does it have this name? The story goes that this snack became extremely popular among university students back in the day. It was a convenient and affordable treat for students to satisfy their hunger, and the name Daigaku Imo stuck as a result. When I placed my order, I was amazed at how quickly it arrived, just about 30 seconds. However, my excitement was short-lived as I quickly realized why. When I took a bite, I noticed that the surface was still a bit frozen. It seems the dessert hadn't fully thawed. That said, the flavor was absolutely delicious. The sweet potato, coated in a generous layer of syrup, offered a delightful combination of a crispy exterior and a rich, sticky interior that filled my mouth with sweetness. The level of sweetness was just right, and I could imagine it being perfect with a cup of tea or coffee. However, because of the slight freezing issue, I'm giving this one a 7. One of the great things about Kura Sushi is that you can enjoy not just sushi, but also a variety of desserts. In addition to Daigaku Imo, they offer treats like warabi mochi, ice cream, and even tiramisu. With so many affordable options, you might find yourself tempted to try them all. Next time, it could be fun to focus solely on the desserts and try to conquer the entire menu. Finally, this will be my last sushi plate for today. To wrap things up, I chose katsuo no tataki, which means seared bonito. In Japan, katsuo is best known for being used to make katsuobushi, which is essential for dashi stock. It's a key ingredient in miso soup, simmered dishes, and even toppings for okonomiyaki and takoyaki. But katsuo is also incredibly delicious as sashimi or tataki. Lightly searing the surface adds a smoky aroma and enhances its unique flavor. When I took a bite, I noticed that compared to salmon or tuna, katsuo is much leaner, with a refreshing and light taste. This clean flavor makes it the perfect choice for a final plate after eating lots of sushi. I feel like I could eat endless plates of this, but since this was my last one for the day, I savored it with a sense of closure. My rating? A satisfying 8. After finishing my sushi feast and feeling completely satisfied, there's one more thing I absolutely must try, and that is ramen. You might be wondering, why ramen at a sushi restaurant? But the truth is, ramen at sushi places is an underrated specialty. Since they handle fresh fish, they're able to create soups with exceptional, rich flavors that are surprisingly authentic. At Kura Sushi, the variety of ramen is impressive, and I found myself excited even before ordering. From classic flavors like miso, soy sauce, and tantanmen to options like tempura udon and Japanese-style soup noodles, the choices make it hard to decide. This time I went with the seafood miso ramen for just $32. At that price, I can't help but wonder how high the quality will be. My expectations are rising. A few minutes after ordering, the ramen arrived. Just look at this bowl. It's got an impressive amount of toppings, including a soft-boiled egg, chashu pork, and green onions beautifully arranged. The soup has a rich miso base, and the seafood flavors pleasantly linger as the aroma wafts through. Just from the broth alone, you'd never guess this ramen came from a sushi restaurant. It's that good. However, I did notice one issue with the noodles. Their texture and flavor were somewhat similar to the typical instant noodles you might find at a supermarket. Compared to the high quality of the soup, the balance felt a bit off. That said, considering the price, it's still enjoyable and a solid addition to Kura Sushi's menu. But since my expectations were quite high, I was a bit disappointed, so I'll give it a 5 this time. At Kura Sushi, one of the most affordable sushi chains in Japan, the menu goes far beyond just sushi. You'll find a wide variety of options, including desserts, noodle dishes, and even tempura and French fries. Whether you're someone who's had sushi many times, or someone trying it for the first time, there's no doubt you'll find something to enjoy. The charm of Kura Sushi lies in its diverse menu, reasonable prices, and the welcoming atmosphere that makes it accessible to everyone. This time, I ordered 11 plates of sushi, a miso soup, the daigaku imo dessert, and even ramen. With all that, the total cost came to just 2,240 yen, approximately $15. It's amazing that you can enjoy delicious sushi, ramen, and desserts for such an affordable price. Kura Sushi truly stands out as a restaurant that offers incredible value for money and is something Japan can proudly share with the world. Japan is full of incredible tourist destinations, offering countless sights and experiences to enjoy. But it's not just about sightseeing. One of the true highlights of visiting Japan is enjoying Japanese cuisine, and that's something you absolutely shouldn't miss. Conveyor belt sushi chains like Kura Sushi are found all over the country. So no matter which region you plan to visit, you're likely to find one nearby. If you're planning a trip to Japan, make sure to stop by Kura Sushi to enjoy delicious sushi and explore their unique menu offerings. It's an experience that's both tasty and fun. Lastly, I regularly share tips for traveling in Japan and insights into Japanese culture. I am currently working toward my goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave a comment or share your thoughts about this video. I truly enjoy reading your messages. That's it for today's video. I'll see you again next time, and I'll make sure to prepare even more exciting content for you. Stay tuned.